I want to talk about low-hanging fruit in MLB today. It's often the most obvious plays that get overlooked by the sharp bettors, which can offer a legitimate value for everybody else. Teddy covers from WagerTalk.com with a big game breakdown with a double gamer for tonight. We're going to talk some left coast baseball, and we'll start in Colorado. Break down the Rockies and the Dodgers, and we'll also talk Angels and Reds on this video. Let's start by looking at the Odds Logic live odds screen right now, looking at Colorado and the LA Dodgers. I mean, -$3, -320, -325 out there for LA. Total in this game sitting at 11.5, looking at that Odds Logic live odds screen. And by the way, take advantage. Free 7-day trial for Odds Logic. Just go to oddslogic.com/Teddy and check out this live odds product. I think it's really good. We've been promoting it because it's a good product. Check it out. It helps me. I keep it running on my alternate monitor pretty much 24/7. oddslogic.com/Teddy. Free 7-day trial if you like it. Check it out. If you don't, it's okay. Anyhow, looking at the Odds Logic live odds screen, I'm seeing the Dodgers -$3, -320. Not a lot of support for the Rockies in the betting marketplace with Ohtani going against Gordon. You can understand that. The Dodgers, of course, pounded out 11 runs at Coors Field last night, and this isn't new or different for Rockies opponents. How about this? Since August 1st, and that might have been the wildest game of the season when they rallied from a 9-0 deficit to beat Pittsburgh 17-16. That was August 1st. So they allowed 16 runs that night. Since then, 5, 9, 15, 10, 20, 8, 3, 7, 5, 3, and 11 runs allowed. That's 112 runs allowed in 12 games, an average of more than 9 runs per contest. No team in baseball has scored more runs than the Dodgers this year. They're number one in runs scored in MLB. They scored 8 runs or more, 4 times their last 6 matchups against the Rockies. So we have a Dodgers lineup that scored 11 last night, that scored 8 or more repeatedly against this Colorado team. We have a Rockies team that's been getting absolutely annihilated at home with these dismal pitching performances. What do we do with it? Well, before I talk about that, I want to ask you guys one simple favor. If you like this type of analysis, boom, hit that like button. That's all I ask. Thank you. Comment below. Tell us what you think. Subscribe to the WagerTalk YouTube channel. Well over 200,000 of you have already done so. But that like makes all the difference. Thank you for liking this video. So, even when Colorado gets a good outing from their starter, it's a dismal bullpen. Number 2 ranked 29 out of 30 MLB teams in ERA. Only the Nats have been worse this season. And it's not a fresh bullpen today. They've got fatigue ratings everywhere because they got beat up the last couple of days and played in a couple of relatively lower scoring, tighter games where they had to use their high leverage arms earlier. So this isn't a fresh bullpen. It's not a fresh team. They're playing their 13th consecutive day without a day off. The Dodgers, I'm not going to say they faced the abyss, but they had an extended run of subpar, sub-500 play through July into August. But they swept the Padres. They kind of snapped out of that skid. And now they're 4-1 in their last 5. Make no mistake about it. The Dodgers are an elite team. If you ask me, I can only get one future to bet in baseball. I bet Dodgers to win it all. You know, they are chalk for a reason. And of course, now they're starting to get back into form. Tanner Gordon's a Rocky starter. This guy has 16 big league starts over the last 2 years. Last year was awful. This year's been awful. 8.30 ERA, 1.76 whip. He allowed 7 or more runs in less than 5 innings 3 times in his last 4 starts. I do not trust Tanner Gordon to shut down this Dodgers lineup. And we got game temperatures in the 90s. We got the wind blowing out to left field. This is the best hitter's ballpark in baseball with ideal hitter's conditions this evening. I don't want to ask the Colorado lineup to do anything. But the Dodgers team total over 7.5, to me, that's the low-hanging fruit here. I'm not asking the Dodgers to do anything they're not already doing. I'm not asking the Rockies to do anything they're not already doing. Expect more than 7.5 runs from the LA Dodgers tonight. Dodgers team total over. Let's talk some more West Coast baseball, Reds and Angels. Just a minute. First, let me let you know what's going on right now at WagerTalk.com, my homepage, wt.buzz/TC. Real simple. One offer I'm going to talk about today, and it's for guys who are serious about betting. You know, if you want to get on board and partner up with me this football season, $777. All access through December 31st, 2025. So you get the rest of baseball season. You'll get the NFL season. You'll get the college football season. You'll get start of college hoops, and also get my NBA. I'm talking about some track records. Number 1 in NBA at WagerTalk since 2022. Number 1 with my 5% big ticket plays in the NFL at WagerTalk. Lifetime. I'm perfect with the 5% big tickets in college football since 2023. It's a really good deal. Normal price $13.98. You get it for $777. Just as my page, wt.buzz/TC. I know it's not for everyone. And if you don't buy plays, it's okay. I'm not mad at you. If you're interested, it's a really good offer. Check it out. Again, wt.buzz/TC for that all-inclusive, all-access pass. And there's no BS when you deal with us. It really isn't. There's no bait and switch. No, oh yeah, it doesn't include this, it doesn't include that. Every play, every day, every sport, all 5%, $777 through New Year's Eve 2025 into 2026. All right, West Coast baseball, Reds and the Angels. Right now, looking at that Odds Logic live odds screen, I'm seeing LA in the minus 135 range. You shop around, you can find a little bit lower than that. If you don't shop around, you'll be laying 140. That's another advantage of the Odds Logic live odds screen. You can say, oh, this is where I'm going to bet it right now. Boom. As long as you have multiple accounts, it's easy enough to find the best of the number. And this is a game where the starting pitching matchup points one way, but current form points in the exact opposite direction. And I thought it was a really interesting game to talk about because of that. What do we do when the starting pitching matchup points here, but the current form points there? Well, you know, these are two teams that were fringe wildcard contenders at the All-Star break, and they've headed in the opposite directions in recent weeks. You know, the Reds are going for a 3-game sweep. You know, they beat up Kenley Jansen last night to steal one in the 9th, and of course that leaves LA probably without Jansen today, without their closer. Since he's now 7 games over 500, they have a plus 54 run differential. They're 7-3 their last 10, trending in the right direction. LA's now 6 games under 500, a minus 76 run differential, and they just lost 2 must-win games to open the series. That being said, Kikuchi's been great, and he's got home road splits. All right, he's 1-6 with a 4.76 ERA on the highway. But we put him in LA, he's 5-2 with a 2.40, and more importantly, the Angels are 9-4. This LA team that's under 500. They're 9-4 in his 13 home starts. And the losses are worth noting. You know, 1-0 to the Yankees, nothing to be ashamed of there. 3-2 in extra innings against the Astros when Houston was surging. Nothing to be ashamed of there. 4-2 against Seattle. They lost when the Mariners were playing good ball. Nothing to be ashamed of there. The one bad loss with Kikuchi was 10-4 against the Tigers. That was on May 1st, and that was all bullpen. So pretty much Kikuchi, game in, game out, has given the Angels a chance to win, and they won more often than not when he's pitched at home. That being said, I mean, since he's Nick Martinez, his last 2 starts, he threw 7 innings of 1-run ball against the Pirates, and then the last time out he got blown out by the Brewers, didn't make it through the 3rd inning. That said, since he's 7-2 in Martinez's last 9 starts. And oh, by the way, the Reds, 10-0, their last 10 against the Angels. Been a very one-sided series in recent years. I'll usually factor current form into the equation more than starting pitching acumen. I really will. I prefer backing good teams with a relatively weak starter, cheap price, or betting against bad teams with a relatively good starter, cheap price. This isn't that. So it's not a strong recommendation. You know, of the 2 plays, Dodgers team totals, the one that I would absolutely bet. Lean Reds here, lean under here. I give Kikuchi all the credit in the world, which is why we're leaning under. But Cincy is in better current form, and that's, to me, more important than any starting pitching matchup. So lean Cincy, lean under in this West Coast battle. Again, visit the website, WagerTalk.com. Check out my homepage, wt.buzz/TC. Like, comment, subscribe, and have yourselves a great Wednesday. Thank you so much for watching Wager Talk TV, and be sure to stay tuned. More quality video content coming up right here on this channel. Cheers. Have a great day.